thank you. May they feel and experience all the love I put into this meal just for them.
We are back with Sister Voices Speaking, and we have the beautiful Lo Mein lady, Chef Africa Lynn. We are very excited to have you on board. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for coming to the platform. First, girl, your outfit is booming. You look super cute. What are you wearing? Who are you wearing? Where did you get it from? How can I get it? Is it in my size?
Thank you. It made me look like we're about the same size. This is made by Urban Zulu. And Urban Zulu you can find on Instagram and Facebook. But they actually have a lot of their clothes in the Anacostia Art Center at the store called Nubian Human. I shop at Nubian Human every week. I give them all. Let me show you that.
All the points, girl. You giving up your coins.
So it's a little pants set.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Thank you.
And the person's name is Zulu?
Urban Zulu.
Urban Zulu. That's fabulous. And we can find them on Instagram.
Yep.
Got
Very
it.
stylish.
He's a South African designer and he's fabulous. His name is Poppy.
Well, welcome back to part. You know we had to do a part 2. You know we had to keep the conversation moving.
So I wanted to ask you about your amazing marriage. I remember you saying that you were married for, I believe you said 10 years. So we wanted to just kind of like go through that door and talk about marriage in the beginning, because I saw some of your beautiful photos. You started out as a male couple, and then you have now bloomed into this beautiful, beautiful, excellent trans woman. Tell us a little bit about your relationship and some of the down and up moments that have made your relationship so strong and where it is today.
Yeah, I think we have a typical story. You know, I just think it ends differently. You know, my husband and I entered our marriage knowing that we were best friends. And I think that was a key component that made us on the same team, you know, and it made us aware that if we're gonna fight, we're fighting together for a cause, not against each other. So I think that theme was consistent throughout each year that we overcame major challenges that came up, you know, from infidelity to being non-monogamous, to being vulnerable with each other about our deepest secrets and desires, to confiding in each other and showing compassion to one another. You know, my husband's been there for me, you know, through some really major times, and I've been there for him through some major times, you know. And so through it all, the consistency is, you know, he likes to tell me. So it's interesting from the outside in, the perspective feedback that I've gotten is that, you know, they believe that my husband is like the one holding up all the energy, you know, in reference to like, oh, you're lucky to have him, Africa. Yes, I am. But if you ask him, he says that he is the lucky one. You know, he tells me that my authenticity inspires him. You know, he tells me that, you know, I've made him a better person. And so, you know, it's just knowing where we stand with each other. It's us against the world.
That is so amazing. Wow. Congratulations.
And it's always beautiful to see somebody on a soul level where it's not just what's on the surface. You just truly know their spirit and their soul and like their values as a person, like where it's just love, that pure love. It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
I find that to be amazing as well. So when you first got married, you were a male figure, and now you are a trans woman. Did he ever feel any pushback? Was there pushback? Was there community input? Girl, what are you doing? You can't do that. Was there any pushback? What was the pushback?
Between he and I, you mean?
Huh?
You mean like pushback between he and I?
Or was there even community pushback that said, you're this kind of couple, you can't transition? Was there any kind of pushback?
Yes, absolutely. There was pushback from the community. I think in particular, the LGBT community was more shocked than anything, because my husband and I had already broken so many barriers that LGBT people are still actively trying to resist against, such as being in ministry as a same-sex couple. So that had already been a big aspect of it. But so then when the transition came about and me living in my truth and being authentic, there's just like this big shock, where people are like, is this really happening? As far as pushback, some people, they wanted to define me. They wanted to create my narrative for me. And I don't fit boxes very well, unless it's custom made and you're gonna get the dimensions from me.
Right.
You're not gonna make a box that's big enough for me. So, community pushback, but for the most part, there was a lot of love given. I have to say there was a lot of love given also. So there was balance in the community. Family, oh Lord, they took me through it and still kind of taking me through it. They love me in their hearts and minds, right? But love is easily translatable. When someone loves you, you don't have to speak the same language to know that someone is loving you. And I haven't always received the communication of the love, even though they're telling me they love me. So yeah, there's been pushback there, but then where the balance lies is family who I wasn't close to before are now closer to my family. I had family who pushed back pretty hard, and then I have family who I'm closer to now more than ever before, and they offered me pushback prior to the transition, So it's interesting. It's just interesting how balanced life really is if we have a perspective to see it. As far as my marriage is concerned, did I receive pushback? No.
That's beautiful.
My husband
First transitioned, I was in a long-term relationship, and when I transitioned, it couldn't withstand that. He was like, I am out of here. This is not what I bargained for. So it's very wonderful, like I said, on a soul level, to be able to see someone in love is love. Like, no matter what they do, you love them regardless. I think it's great.
Well, yeah, I think that it's fair to say that, so this is when I think of pushback, I think of if my husband had tried to talk me out of it or had tried to give me an ultimatum. That never happened. Now, were there uncomfortable moments where he shared with me that he wasn't attracted to me? That actually happened, yeah. Because as a gay man, I'm a woman, so as a gay,
yeah,
attracted to him. And so that conversation has taken place, but I had to leave room for him to be vulnerable enough to share that with me. I had to receive it. I had to define our relationship based on the manifestation of the love we share and give it time to pan out the way it was supposed to. I was just as willing to stand in my truth as I was to let him go if he needed to. And
wow.
It just been that with some time, we found some balance, and that worked out for us. For someone who's not attracted to me, I really can't tell. I think he grew more attracted to me. And we're talking about physically, right?
Yeah, it's a different type of attraction than physically.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it was just something to get used to. You know, it's just like if you try, a different cuisine from a different country for the first time, you may not like it at first, but by the time you have it a couple of times, you might say, "Well, I like the way you make it," and I think he likes the way I make it.
There you go.
There was a powerful moment where you spoke about transformational thinking, and you spoke and stated how, you believed and then you achieved. Tell us a little bit more about transformational thinking and how we can apply it into our lives and what's important about transformational thinking.
Yeah, so every day we're offered opportunities. I think, and this goes back to the part one question about being spiritually grounded. We're offered opportunities to become more grounded every day. And those opportunities come in the form of transformational thoughts. Whenever we have a thought that says, I want to do something different to get a different result, or I want to step out and try something new. Those are transformational thoughts. Is it weight loss? Is it stepping out and starting a new career? Is it changing your hair color? Is it changing your geographical location? And the transformational thought is that you go from one state of being to another state of being, And so the transformational thought for me this morning was, do I wear this suit or do I wear a dress? And the dress would have gotten me a different energy vibrationally, but I liked the way the pantsuit felt. So I wore that, and so, I mean, it's really a simple concept if we allow, but it can be as deep as, do I say yes to starting this business? Do I say yes to going out on a date with this individual that I'm not generally, they're not my type, but they like me and they're showing me they're consistent. Those are the things like transformational thoughts that can lead you to a doorway that will open you up to opportunities you would have never had before, because the alternative is that the transformational thought comes as an opportunity, and because of autopilot, you push it away or say, I'm not interested in it.
Yeah.
So on that same dress you always put on, with that same lipstick you always put on, and you're still lonely because you won't date this person that's consistent and really attracted to you, and you won't move away to start this new business because you're only comfortable in this same city doing the same thing, and you won't, those are the things that trap us, in those paralyzed states of mind and states of being. So transformational thoughts allow us opportunities to walk through doors that open up our lives.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I first had learned that from you about transformational thinking when we had our first conversation, and it kind of opened my mind up to different ideas. Even when it comes to my business, like, you have to make room when you make a decision and go forward. So I want to thank you for sharing that with us. But I'm having a transformational thought of some of that lo mein, girl. So before we close out, we need to know, can you share the recipe for that lo mein?
Okay, I'll tell you what's in it, but I can't give you the secret seasonings and how I go.
Come on, girl, what's that secret seasoning for that lo mein?
I'll tell you this. Shrimp and beef lo mein right now. I also do a veggie lo mein, and if you want the vegan lo mein, it's vegan and it's also gluten free. So I'll use rice noodles instead of the egg noodles. There are tons of veggies. I use Napa cabbage, carrots, onions, peppers, and more, and tons of flavor, layered with flavor. I love garlic, so there's garlic in there. It's just yum, yum, yummy, yum, yum. And I can't wait for you to try it. Oh, I can't wait.
They have this new thing where you can like ship food. Have you heard of anything like that? Like, I see some restaurants do that.
I've had people ask me about that, but it's funny. It reminds me of back when I was a hairdresser and I would get a clogged sink. I don't fix sinks. I fix hair. And just the same way, I cook food. I don't know nothing about shipping. So if you teach me how to do it and you want it, I'll do it for you. I mean, if I got to vacuum seal it and
Yeah,
what
you might have to vacuum seal it, girl.
tell me what I need to do and I'll make sure you get it. But right now, all I know is that walk is on high and I'm throwing down in that kitchen, honey. So if you want some, I would love to feed you. We need to bring you down to DC.
Yes, I'm gonna get there. Chef Africa Lynn, thank you so much for coming to Sister Voices Speaking. We hope that we may be able to talk to you and your husband. Welcome aboard, girl. I'm so proud of you. This is trans excellence. Reverend Chef Leader, thank you for joining. Is there anything else you may want to say to the public?
I just want to say, take a chance and believe in yourself. I mean, if you're going to work hard for your vision. And authenticity is key. You can do what the world expects of you, or you can do what your purpose is. And your purpose is whatever is true to you in this moment. So God bless you all. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you for having me and encouraging me to be trans excellence even more. I appreciate you seeing that in me. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining.
Bye-bye.